Hey guys, I am Artosis, the professional commentator and streamer, and former professional gamer within StarCraft 1, Hearthstone, and StarCraft 2. Now, when I recently became sponsored by Corsair, I was really excited to go ahead and try out all the gear that looked like it was very good for RTS games. That's real-time strategy, which would be games like StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, Age of Empires, Warcraft 3, those types of games. They definitely require a different set of gear than most games, and so I was very excited to kind of grind down to the bottom and figure out what is the absolute best from Corsair for this. So without further ado, let's get started. I'd love to start on the keyboards, probably one of my favorite things, and definitely one of the best things that Corsair makes. So let's start out with the K70 RGB TKL Champion Series, a mechanical gaming keyboard. These keyboards, well, it was pretty clear that these are the ones that you are looking for if you're serious about gaming, right? These are made for it. Let me break down the name a little bit so it's not too confusing. First off, K70, that's how many keys are there. Okay, very straightforward. RGB, that means that it lights up. TKL, 10 keyless. That means it does not have the number pad over on this side, right? It's a much shorter keyboard overall, a much thinner keyboard. And a mechanical gaming keyboard is referring to the switches. As far as Champion Series, this is just what Corsair is calling it because it's like, if you're serious about gaming, if you're serious about things like esports, this is what you want. And let me show you why. Okay, first up, we've got the removable USB-C port. So very easy to transport this if you're going to a LAN or anything like that. It's also got over here a switch that kind of turns off all of the extra multimedia stuff. So like if you're at a tournament and you don't want to worry about anything at all, you can flip that switch. It has a little lock too to lock it. It's got the foot stands to make it higher if you want. I personally play with it flat. It does have the multimedia switches up top for your normal everyday use. I personally don't use those, but they actually function fantastically. As you can see, I've actually popped a bunch of keys off because in RTS you're using the entire keyboard very, very quickly, so it's very normal to remove some of the keys that are near other keys that you use a lot, but that you never use, so that you don't accidentally mishit them. So that's why you see it like that. Now, I got two of these keyboards. I got this one right here, which is the speed switch, and I also got the red switch keyboard. And I was very interested to see which one was going to be better for RTS gaming. And I actually kind of went back and forth a little bit until I played several hundred games on them and kind of figured out, okay, this is my final opinion on it. And here it is. So speed switches have a higher activation point. So basically, while you're pushing the key down, you don't have to push as far for it to register. Because of this, I thought, well, this will probably be the keyboard that I end up liking. And for a long time, actually, I was leaning towards the speed switches. There was only one situation where suddenly the speed switches I didn't like as much as the red switches, and that was specifically in the fastest matchup that we have within StarCraft 1. It's basically the hardest mechanical thing to do in all of esports is to play Terran versus Zerg in StarCraft 1. You're just moving very quickly. You're switching control groups a lot. It's just so much rapid keyboard movement to macro out your units and switch up your control groups and move your army around. And I found myself maybe once to twice in the course of like a 15-minute game, let's say, accidentally re-hotkeying or mis-hotkeying groups of my units. Now, I'm an older guy. I'm not as quick or as accurate, I think, as a lot of younger players. So this might actually be something that other people don't have a problem with, but I was basically fat fingering a lot of things during those games, and that was kind of messing it up and getting me out of the flow of it a little bit. I found that when I switched over to the red switch keyboard, that I no longer had those issues. So if you're very precise with your keyboard, you might actually prefer the speed switch keyboard just because it does activate so quickly. It felt beautiful in the slower matchups. I felt like I was macroing very quickly in it, but I could not trade off the slightly higher accuracy level that I was having with the red switch keyboard, because it's going to have slightly less errors. If you're really on top of things, you're younger, you're never really mistyping at all. Like maybe you want to go and do a typing test online and see how accurate you are. And if you're really accurate, it might actually be the speed switch that's going to do better for you. So I would definitely say that if you're like me, you're going to lean towards the red switch keyboard. All right, so next let's talk about the headsets that you're going to be using. Now, this is actually one that's really important to me as I stream a lot. I'm on the computer a lot. And I have actually rather large ears. So the comfort of the headsets is really important to me. The fact that I need nothing to touch my ears so they don't become irritated or anything like that. In fact, Corsair was kind enough before I signed with them to send me a headset so I could try them out. And I got to tell you, they are really, really awesome. So let's talk about this one first. This is the Virtuoso RGB Wireless XT High Fidelity Gaming Headset. This is an excellent headset, and I would say probably wins for the all-round usefulness of it. Let's talk about that a little bit. First off, it has Bluetooth on it, which is really nice. This is actually the headset that I'm using right now when I'm on the subway or I'm going to the gym, because it just hooks up to my phone and I just use it like any normal headset. It also does have a slot for a microphone. Right here, a microphone clips into it if you want it. It's got the charging slot here where you can plug it into your computer, or you can just charge it at the wall. That's what I end up doing. It also has a 3.5 millimeter jack, which is very, very useful in certain situations, like a lot of older stuff that might not have Bluetooth or whatever. You can plug it in. You can plug it directly into your computer or directly into like your Go XLR if you're a streamer, stuff like that. Absolutely fantastic. It's got all sorts of onboard controls. The ear cups are gigantic and super comfortable. The headset itself is very comfortable. It's also, of course, wireless for the PC. So overall, this is a fantastic headset. If you're looking to do more than one thing with the headset, I think that this is probably the winner, right? You get just the Bluetooth one that's going to go with your phone. You get the high quality audio. You get just everything kind of in one package. The fact that the mic comes off is really, really nice as well. In fact, when I travel a little bit and go visit family, stuff like that, and bring a laptop to stream with, this will be the one that I'm bringing with me because obviously, I can use it on the airplane and it's just so useful, the multitude of things that this headset does. The second headset that I have here is the HS80 RGB wireless premium gaming headset. Now, this one, here, let me just pop it off so you can see, is very, very different looking. The microphone, it like slides down and up, and that's great. It doesn't come off, though, right? This one also does not have Bluetooth. So it's not one that you're going to be walking around with. The one thing that it really has, though, I have to say, over the Virtuoso is the way that it sits on your head, right? So it's got this kind of band, which is adjustable. It has kind of these adjustment straps in there to make it bigger or less slack. And it is like, look, right? It is not actually, the plastic part is not actually touching my head. This is the most comfortable headset that I have ever used, right? I've been playing StarCraft for 23 years now, and this is by far the most comfortable headset that I've ever used, right? So while it doesn't do nearly as much for my long gaming sessions, I have been using this headset. Now, obviously, I'm pretty spoiled, so I have both headsets here. But yeah, that's kind of my review for that. I guess if you have the unlimited budget or the sponsorship or something, get both, but otherwise look at what you're actually looking for. Is it purely like this one is 10% more comfortable, or is it I want my headset to do everything like the Virtuoso? All right, so last but certainly not least, I want to go over the mice. Now, I ordered 3 different mice from Corsair. First, I'm going to start out with the Harpoon. So this is the Harpoon RGB Pro gaming mouse. It says it's for MOBAs or FPS games. And it's a little bit ergonomic, as you can see here. It kind of fits into your palm. Now, one thing about playing games, RTS games, as a strong player, almost every single player has a claw grip. That's where you're basically holding onto the mouse with your thumb and ring finger. Your fingers are kind of arched up over the mouse, touching, and then part of your palm is touching in the back, right? That is basically how all good RTS players end up holding a mouse. Now, that means that we don't actually see much ergonomic mouse usage within RTS games. That being said, there have been a couple mice over the years that a lot of RTS players have used that were slightly ergonomic, like the Harpoon. So I did want to give this one a try. One funny thing about it, when I was showing it to people, they're like, wow, that's weird that the cord comes out the side. They do actually have a wireless version of this one as well. But that being said, the Harpoon, I played with it quite a bit. And the problem that I was having with it as an RTS player was that my clicks, it felt strange because of how ergonomic it was, that it didn't feel like I was registering in my brain when I was clicking. It was like I didn't have to push down as far as I'm used to pushing with a mouse. So overall, I didn't like this mouse for RTS games. I was not the biggest fan of it. Up next, we have the Saber RGB Pro, a wireless Champion series. And this one is a brand new one that had just come out. So I just got this mouse, and it's really, really nice. So this is wireless. It actually has the port, so you can make it wired. So if you're not if you don't always want to have it wireless or something like that, no problem whatsoever. I guess you would consider it just 2% ergonomic. It doesn't feel ergonomic, but it's technically not exactly the same on both sides, just to mention that. It is a little bit of a bigger mouse, and I actually have pretty small hands, so I thought that that might be a bit of a deterrent. But honestly, while I was using it, I liked it quite a bit. It's a very solid mouse. The clicks feel fantastic. I really don't have anything negative to say about it. Also, a nice little thing is it does have a Bluetooth switch on the bottom. So, for instance, if you want a mouse that can easily be paired with your laptop that you're not going to be gaming with, you don't really want to game with the Bluetooth mode. This has the wireless, obviously, as well. The dongle goes in that little hole right there. You can just pop that open, and the plug-in dongle is there. But yeah, you can you flip on Bluetooth and use it with your laptop or whatever. So I would say very, very solid mouse overall, but actually not my final pick for what to use from Corsair here. The final mouse, and you'll see it's actually plugged in right now, and you can see kind of the finger where my fingers touch the mouse because I use it so much. This is the Qatar Pro XT Ultralight mouse. Now, this is an unbelievably good mouse. There's not much to it, which is oftentimes the way for RTS mice. We don't really like extra buttons. It's pretty straightforward. It's exactly the same on both sides. I mean, technically every mouse nowadays has a couple buttons on the side, but those don't interfere with the claw grip at all. They're just not in the place that you would hold the mouse. But this mouse is awesome. I'm not even sure how to say it. I've actually tried over the last year about 12 of the best lightweight mice in the world. I basically kind of went around and ordered mice from pretty much every company, right? And I tried them all out, and there's a lot of very good ones out there. But to be completely honest, and I still have all those mice in my closet, even if my sponsorship with Corsair ended tomorrow, and they also told me they hated me, I would actually still use this mouse. It's exactly the right size for my hands. It's completely comfortable. I feel like I'm in complete control with the mouse at all times. It's just like a perfect mouse for RTS, in my opinion. Especially for someone like me who doesn't have the hands of a basketball player, right? I don't have giant hands. I have pretty small hands for my height and everything, and this just fits perfectly with them in them, and it feels awesome. Yeah, this is a fantastic mouse. I have absolutely no complaints. My favorite mouse on the market, and honestly, at like $30 for this, you literally can't go wrong with the Qatar XT. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this review of the Corsair gear. We're actually doing a giveaway linked up with this video. We'll be giving away to 2 different people any Corsair headset or mouse or keyboard that you want. Please do like the video, leave a comment, and enter our sweepstakes in that little Gleam link. We're going to have that right in the description. So yeah, please enter that, and I hope that you win. Thanks for watching.